The long-awaited boob tube. Boob diaries. Boob talk. About 6 or 7 years ago, I really wanted my boobs done. At that time, I was a little bit heavier weight. I was probably my heaviest, actually. I had boobs, but it was a lot of fat. You know, for women, boobs are fat. I was actually very insecure. I was probably about 21. I saw all these girls with these big perky boobs and that were up to here and out to here. And at the time, I didn't have the money. So what was I going to do? I was going to charge it. I was going to put it on a credit card. And I was already in debt at the time anyway. I was going to get them off of a negative emotion, which means out of an insecurity and for the wrong reasons. It was just gonna be all bad, all wrong. I stopped myself from getting boobs. I made a promise to myself that I would not get boobs until I was comfortable with my own natural boobs. Second thing, I was gonna make sure that I had no debt. Credit cards, ching, ching, blows, ching. Learn that lesson. No debt before I went and spent money on boobs. I was not gonna charge it. So I made those promises to myself. If I stuck to those, then I decided if I still wanted boobs. When I decided to get my boobs done, it was after I had started my career. I paid off my debt, so I have zero debt. It's the best, amazing feeling in the world. I went to plenty of events where I would say 95% of the girls had fake boobs. I found that I felt so comfortable around all these girls that did have fake boobs. I didn't even care. I didn't even care anymore. Got to a point pretty much where I was physically, I was happy, but in the process, I lost a lot of boob fat. Now there are some women out there that are very blessed that even when they lean down, they still keep their boob fat. But in my case, and a lot of you ladies' cases, we lose fat from certain areas, some more than others, and some of us, it is our boobs. And I was one of those. One side was significantly smaller and flatter than the other side, which for most women, one side will be bigger than the other, have a little bit more fatty tissue. Like, you know, I love where I'm at physically, and I just felt a little bit more disproportionate because of my chest, and I have very broad shoulders, rib cage, I'm an hourglass shape, hips. And I wanted to feel more proportionate and feminine, I guess you put it. I was tired of stuffing my bras. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I had so much padding. It was like this much. I wish I saved my padding because I had stacks of this big of padding, double braing. It was just stupid. No, you cannot build boobs because boobs are all fat tissue. Keep working on chest exercises. The less fat here, the more pecs you're gonna get, which you're gonna be more flat. I started researching different doctors in my area and was very careful with the reviews, the befores and afters. I was asking a lot of questions to people who've had their boobs done, different doctors, different consults. After I finally found a doctor, which I know a lot of you ask who my doctor is, Kenneth Sumida at Nuance Cosmetic Surgery in Folsom, California. Info. And amazing doctor. I was so impressed by how he went about everything. I told him I wanted a more natural look. I didn't want my boobs to be way up here. I wanted it to fit my frame and my body. And here are the girls. I didn't tell anybody that I was thinking about getting my boobs done because again, this decision was going to be based off my own wants and needs. I didn't want anybody else's opinion. After finally deciding I was gonna make this consult and go see this doctor, I sat down with Zach, my boyfriend, and told him, I'm thinking about getting my boobs done and I want your opinion on that. First thing and only thing that my boyfriend said to me, for a lot of you that don't know, we've been together for 8 years. He said to me was, you should get it because you want to, not because of anybody else. What makes you happy, that's what you should do. So I was like, okay, you want to go to the consult with me? And he said, yeah, of course. We started at a 650 or something like that. And we were putting them in the bra and stuffing them, and I was looking in the mirror. And every time I put in one of the implants into my bra, Kenneth asked me, does that scare you? And I'm like, well, no, not really. Okay, next size up. Put the next size in. Does that scare you? No, not really. Okay, next size up. So we ended up getting to 760, almost 800s. And I was like, okay, this is enough. I can't do it anymore. That's way too big. So we ended up going down to 720 cc. For a lot of you that don't know, this is 720 cc. At my pre-op appointment, I was actually debating on going a smaller size again. You know what they say to you, don't go smaller. And I almost did, and I'm so glad I did it. And they tell you that stick with the size you originally chose. Do it. I'm telling you, do it. Especially if you go under the muscle, after they settle, after they get squished down there, they're actually gonna be smaller than they look on the outside when you're sizing. Because I was already healthy in the first place, already highly active, very confident that the healing was gonna be really easy afterwards. I was very tight, obviously, so I was kind of hunched over like this for quite a few days, like 10 days. I made sure that I was eating really good the whole time, drinking lots of water. I was even taking BCAAs and glutamine the whole time. I was drinking at least 1-2 times a day. 10 days after my surgery, I stopped taking painkillers because I don't take ibuprofen or any painkillers in general. Just a personal decision. So as soon as I could stop taking them, I did, and I toughed it out. Hey, I've been through a street bike accident, hence the scar on this shoulder. So the road rash all over your body, now that's pain. That is pain. That's like 3rd degree burns. So this wasn't that bad. Oh, and I made sure I rested. I did not get up. I did not go do anything until the doctor said I could. A lot of you I know get all freaked out and be like, I have to get back to working out, or start doing things too quick. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's gonna either mess up your pockets, shift things around, or it's even going to, again, prolong your healing even longer. So that means you're gonna be out even longer. So rest. Listen to the doctor, they know what they're talking about. My first post-op, and he was like, you're looking good. He's like, keep it up. Told me that I need to start massaging. So I literally, I wanna say every hour I was squishing and massaging my boobs to break up all the scar tissue. It was the weirdest thing because it would pop. It would be like, but it felt good at the same time. So I massaged my boobs. I'd be at the gym sometimes or be out in certain places and I'd just be like, just to get it done. And I did it religiously. When he finally cleared me to go back to the gym, he said no upper body weights. He said you could do light cardio, lower body stuff. I decided to come outside because it's so pretty. It's fall. Adjusted my training according to what I was allowed to do. I still didn't do any weights on my upper body. I know a lot of you get impatient and will want to start doing weights. I just, got creative the whole time, and I made sure my diet was on point. I made sure that I was eating. I didn't restrict my foods, or I didn't skip meals because of the fear of, oh, I'm gonna gain this weight. You know what, when you do that, your body is gonna freak out and think you're starving itself. What is it gonna do? Anything you eat, even if it's a small amount, it's gonna automatically start storing everything as fat. Your body's going, okay, I'm not gonna get a meal again for however long it is, so I gotta store this as fat for energy because I gotta protect my body. So when you restrict yourself, you're just actually cause your body to gain weight. So that's why still eating is very, very, very important. When I went in for, I think it was my 3rd or 4th post-op, my doctor was so impressed how fast I was healing and how well I was healing. He actually praised me on never seen healing this good and this fast. And I don't know how long he's been in practice. So for him to say that means I must have been doing something right, but I followed the protocol. I went above and beyond. He pretty much at that point cleared me. You can just listen to your body, go back to whatever you want to do, anything, everything. I never really trained chest because I didn't have a whole lot up here in general, so I didn't want to lose the little I had. I didn't train anything up to my appointment. And they usually say you don't want to do that at least 2 weeks before your surgery appointment. You don't want to be sore or tight or anything like that. You want relaxed muscles. I held off training any direct chest muscles for, it's been about a year now, and I literally maybe like a month ago just started training chest again. The entire time of that year of healing, I stuck mostly with like body weight push-ups and resistance bands, but other than that I didn't go any heavier or too intense that was directly targeting my chest, but I did everything else. About 6 months ago, I started working on my upper body strength again because I'm getting that back, which I'm so excited. But patience, you know, the things you got to do, the sacrifices you got to make, and things you got to accept when you make decisions like that. I got 720cc. I did saline because if at all there's any leakage or your body's going to be more apt to absorb the saline and it's not going to make you sick versus silicone. Silicone's actually more of poisonous to your body. Because I'm very active and I wasn't going to stop being active, that's why I chose to go with saline. I got under the muscle, high profile, and I actually went in through the nipple. I didn't do under the boob because I didn't want that scar under there. A lot of people were worried that, you know, oh, you're gonna have scars around your nipples. Kenneth Samita, he did such an amazing job, you can't even see it. I wish I could show you guys, but then I'd get in trouble. I love getting my bras from Victoria's Secret. I also get just regular bras from Victoria's Secret, just some underwire. I double bra my boobs when I work out. I always sleep in a sports bra because they, especially when you have that weight there, if you want to keep them up, you don't want to let them just hang all the time, because just like even natural bigger boobs, eventually it's going to stretch out the skin and then they're going to end up down here, and then all that money and the surgery that you went through, you're going to be like So I'm always, unless there's a specific outfit I'm wearing that shouldn't have a bra, I'm always wearing a bra. When I work out, I double bra mine. Even if like they're so pushed up into my chest, I don't care. I'm making sure those babies are fastened in place. Plus, when they're fastened in place, I can get crazy in the gym and not have to worry about them bouncing around. I can do sprints without them bouncing me in my face. People think that you have to have boobs to start a career, to even be noticed. No, you do not need boobs to get noticed, to even be in a career, even start. You can look at some of these athletes that do not have boobs, do amazing without it. I actually started my fitness career and my modeling with my natural boobs. When I first started my career, I want to say it's about 2 years ago, I did have a couple photographers, I did have a few people in the industry say I should get boobs because otherwise I'm not going to make it. Excuse me? I'm going to prove you wrong. I pretty much did. I started everything without my boobs. So basically getting my boobs now was a reward to myself. Telling all the people that said I needed them to start my career that nope, 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 I didn't have to have them. A lot of you know, are fighting with the decision, should I get boobs, should I not get boobs? I'm not going to answer that for you. Only you can answer that. Before you decide to just go get your boobs done for a negative reason, that you sit down with yourself. If there's any insecurities, that you overcome those first. Find peace, find confidence with your own self, and then decide if it's something you really want or not. You shouldn't get them just because I have them, because this model has them, or because somebody else is telling you to get them. If you want boobs, you get them because you want them for yourself, for whatever reason it is. I think if you figure that out, that if you get boobs or not, either way, you're gonna be completely satisfied and happy with that decision. How I deal with negativity or being judged, I don't. When people spew negative comments, rude comments, the way I look at it, those people putting so much negativity on you, they've got something going on in their life, something that they haven't dealt with yet, something internal with them, their own selves. When they're struggling with their own problems and they haven't quite faced their problems, it reflects out on everything else. How they feel about themselves is how they're gonna look at the world and how they're gonna portray the world and how they're gonna react to everything. You know, if somebody's not happy, you know, they're going to put their unhappiness on everybody else because it's a temporary feel-good to try to bring somebody down. When people leave negative comments or try to, you know, bring you down, I don't necessarily think, oh, haters. I try to look at it as these people maybe in a dark time in their life. They might have not found the happiness. They might not have found their own confidence or self-love. You know, I've been there. I've been in a dark time in my life where anything I looked at, I just was like, ugh. Any person who was happy, I'd be like, ew, why are you so happy? Oh my God, like, I've been there. We've all been there. We've all had those thoughts, those feelings. Some people just don't understand. A lot of times it's the lack of knowledge too. These people don't know me personally. All they see is what I put out on social media, and it can be taken in any direction. Even if I wear a paper bag over my head, somebody's gonna say something. Like, that's how bad it is. When I first got my boobs done and it started popping up on social media and everybody was seeing it, I got hated on, like really, really bad. And it was so disappointing to me that people immediately judged me and put me into this category saying I was fake. They were gonna unfollow me because now I'm just fake. What is even more sad is I even got hated on and name called when I had my natural boobs. People said I looked like a man. People said my boobs were too small, that I should get some boobs. And then, I mean, so no matter what, you're always gonna be judged. What it really comes down to is how you feel about yourself. If you are happy with yourself, you don't have you learn how to overcome your insecurities, you find confidence with yourself, nothing else really matters. You know, any negative or hatred that comes at you, it literally is like pew, 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 pew. It's like a shield. It just bounces off you, and that's kind of how I feel. I love where I'm at in my life. I love what I do. I help people, being a role model. I mean, so many of you girls are inspired by me, and it's just literally, seriously, I get so in awe. Oh my God. I'm gonna cry because the veins coming out in my forehead. That's what happens when I start getting emotional. Oh my God, my vein. Seriously though, when it comes to, you know, the negativity or people judging you, when it comes down to it, the only person you really need to impress is yourself. No one else matters. The only one thing, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, the one thing I miss about having my little boobs is I could go braless pretty much anytime I wanted. Now, not so much because these babies are heavy. Other than that, I love everything about having boobies. I hope this video was full of information for you guys, and I know you've been waiting for it. If I didn't answer anything or you do have more questions, please comment below. I will answer you back. Thank you guys for all your love, your continued support. It means so much to me. You guys are awesome. I love bringing you guys my videos. More to come. You guys help me. You inspire ideas for videos.